As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on, I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usea, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Usea, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid.
Really?
Usea was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usea, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over.
Yeah, why would you need a space
Erusia went from
elevator?
being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world.
Yeah,
Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner.
I mean, really, that's
And when
better.
all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived.
How?
I crashed in a bombed-out Osean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
Princess Rosa Cassette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia. Today, Osean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Erusians. Their attacks practically leveled.
How are they supposed to survive? Especially in an F-104. They don't have crumple zones.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship.
I feel
For
like she could be
company, I
more
had some
useful.
court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck
lovely.
with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate.
Very welcoming.
Its gun was aimed at the yard.
Oh, that's just
This
great.
was a prison. This
Nobody's
place
gonna
looked
tap-
like
look
a
at her
full-on
leg.
base. But half the tanker trucks were just big balloons. And the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt.
Really?
The whole place was just one big fat lie.
No kidding.
The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out. And set the dogs on me.
Yeah. Can't say that I blame her. Chatty. Right, so we're over on the...
Erusia has made a declaration to the Osean Federation and all countries on the Yusian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war.
No.
Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces.
You don't say.
Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian
You're
military.
spread pretty thin, too.
After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns.
How? Is the space
Whoever has
elevator-
control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent.
Space elevator.
We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advanced element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads.
lovely.
You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat.
That's just peachy.
However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support.
Okay.
If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
It's gonna be hard. Air vehicles are not something to be taken lightly. Next mission.
As of 1 p.m. today,
Saw this
the
before.
Kingdom of Erusia.
I really do feel sorry for the lady that stuck. Should be putting the lady in a fighter, not sitting there arresting her. Radar vehicles. All the radar vehicles. That's just peachy. Okay, so let's just look. Okay, F2, come here. Range air-to-ground missile. Actually, that would be pretty good against surface vehicles. is air to ground. Rockets. Only 14 of these is the thing. Still, seems like it could be pretty good. Should spend so much in multiplayer upgrades. Oh well.
Mage Squadron, Zordy, ASAP.
Makes sense that a naval base would have X-16s and F-14s though, and their variants.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Mage 2, walking. Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep. Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! What the hell do you mean the nearest airfield is fighters? It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun. Target eliminated.
H2, anti-ship missile launched.
Narrate! We're being attacked by enemy aircraft! The anti-air radar vehicle's been destroyed! They're going for the radar car! We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle!
They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
Requesting permission to move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer! We need interceptors now!
Mage 2, vehicle destroyed.
The enemy's barely resisting. This is easy money, so grab it while you can.
Target destroyed.
The radar vehicles are under fire! Can't we move them?
Missile away. Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
We'll go. Here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
2 targets remaining.
That radar was just about to go online. Push the plan forward too fast. The base was too far from Allied territory. Trigger, there's one more to go. Mage 2, they have a lock on you.
Locked on target.
Column 3, Fox 2. The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock onto their targets, too. Move the enemy aircraft away from the base. APCs have nowhere to hide. Enemy behind you. Heads up. End of the fire. Column 1, Fox 2. Enemy has locked me.
radar vehicle. Great work.
Missile. Missile.
Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Radar network. Continue with the mission.
Fox 2.
Crush as many as you can.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
H2 enemy has a lock on you.
Missile.
Think?
Missile.
No, they're not linked to the radar vehicles. Launch manually. Redo the setup. Everything's been burned down. Here's some feedback from those war merchants. Write your manuals in a language we can understand. Fox 2, Fox 2.
On target 6.
I'm so glad I have it fuel.
Missile incoming. Break.
Quite a few targets to
The
shoot
enemy's
at, though.
airstrikes are flawless. We're done for.
Get some distance and wind up.
Pull up.
Oh yeah.
On his tail. I'm iced up.
Locked. H2, missile launch. Careful of ice formation in the clouds.
Missile incoming. Break. Get away from that vehicle. Bandit has a lock. On his tail. H2, they have a lock on you. We're 6 enemies. Some are really good. Missile incoming. Break.
That's a miss.
Hostile on your tail. Do we really have interceptors? They're still pounding us. Fox 2.
Locked.
I've got you now. Firing.
All right, this base is worth destroying. 5 targets remaining.
Bandit has a lock. Wait, so you want us to take down the enemy without damaging any public facilities? That's gonna be a circus.
4 targets remaining.
Enemy transport destroyed. There's more.
3 targets remaining.
Launch operations complete. Rules are free. Whenever you're ready. Stand clear, 15 meters. UAVs ready to launch. Away.
Oh, that doesn't seem good.
What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogies on radar. They're close.
Wait, we're
That's
being launched.
peachy.
You're cleared to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look, I've got you now. They've got to be drones. Well spotted, Cloud. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These
Decoys
drones
my
are
ass, I
pretty
can't
good.
even hit
All
them.
aircraft.
Missiles.
You know what high G turns are, right? Use them. HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones.
In gun range.
Golem 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out. It doesn't matter?
That's a miss.
He's saying the war can change in an instant. Get over it. Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning. Bandits are in the clouds. I'm glued to this one.
Great, there's clouds too. That's wonderful.
The enemy has a lock on you, H2.
Missile. Missile.
Missiles on
H2, warning.
Column 3, Fox 2.
Missile inbound! Missile inbound!
Don't try to read their movements.
H2, missile
Again!
launch.
Man, this is not going well. It is my first time in this mission. Still!
I'm iced up.
H2, break that lock! Crap. The aircraft is icing up. I'm getting a warning.
Get out of the clouds. The ice will melt. Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Column Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
3 enemies to go.
The enemy's reading. Missed.
Caution. Pull up.
Miss. That's a miss. Don't ice up in there.
You're mine. I'll make it quick.
Caution.
Oh, that's ground.
H2 crashed.
Oh, well, that wasn't going well anyways. Ah, my worst enemy,
What
the
happened?
ground.
Status report.
Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're cleared to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move,
The enemy has
it's gotta be drones. Well spotted, clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use them. He escaped into the clouds. HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones.
Column 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out.
It doesn't matter. He's saying that war can change in an instant. Get over it. Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Fox 2!
Bandits are in the clouds.
Missile. Missile.
Clearly can't win a decent turn for those things. Don't turn fight them.
On his tail.
Missile did not connect.
Golem 2, the enemy's reading you.
No kidding. Get more strategic, I think.
Don't ice up in there.
Golem 1, Fox 2.
Crap. The aircraft is icing up. I'm getting a warning.
Get out of the clouds, the ice will melt.
Shit. I got an enemy in front of me and behind me.
Missile launched.
Missile. Caution. Pull up.
Golem Squadron, surround them.
We already did that.
The enemy has a lock.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Fox 2, Fox 2. Missed. Locked, it's chow time.
Missile.
Feels like I'm riding a roller coaster up here.
Missile.
Sheesh, this is hard.
Stay sharp while you're in the clouds.
Target was not struck.
Don't try to read their movements. Range 1, enemy missile.
Careful of ice formation in the clouds.
Try to read your movements.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Mage 2, locking.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Missile launched.
Missile. Missile.
You're being locked onto.
Shit.
Missile. Missile.
It's chow time.
Missile.
Hostile on your tail.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Lockdown bandit.
Missile.
Bandit evaded the attack.
Missile.
Right now, missile.
Missile.
Mage 2, break that lock!
Fox 2, Fox 2.
Target is in range of guns.
Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Golem Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
3 enemies to go.
I'm buying dinner for anyone who takes down an enemy.
There's a bar I want to try.
You're doing good. Just 2 more.
That took far too long. Oi.
Caution. Pull up.
That was close.
Fox 2. Bandit evaded the attack.
Figure out who's supposed to take the damage.
I'm glued to this one.
Missile.
Mage 2, enemy has a radar lock on you.
Missile.
Hostile on your back, watch out.
Where'd he go?
1 to go. Let's get through this without any casualties.
Easier said than done.
Mage 2, Fox 2.
They won't show up on the radar.
Mage 2, locking.
Finally.
Kill trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
You couldn't have done any
I
better.
don't know.
I feel like I
Maybe
could
the
have been a
bandits we
little
took down
faster.
caused civilian casualties.
Personally.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. You shoot, someone gets killed.
I don't like
The
what
guys
this
in
is.
charge take care of the rest.
really don't like what they're saying.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours.
Oh, so bad. So bad. I'm gonna retry that one for sure. Ugh.